Hello everybody! Today I'm going to be dusting this room. I've dusted before in the past with a feather duster, but this time I'm going to get out the heavy machinery and do a very deep dusting. So I've had this room for about 10 years now, and even with the feather duster, there has been some accumulation of the dust. Obviously, if you have a lot of things like this sitting around, there's lots of nooks and crannies where the dust can get into. The buttons on the controller, the little buttons on the consoles. I also have a lot of these black trays around the room, and those things accumulate a lot of dust, both on top and in the chamber that's in between the two halves. Here's a close-up of the black tray. At the top of the setup, I have these rack mount power supplies, and of course, being at the top means that they have a lot of dust on the top of them. The dust also likes to stick to the TV screen, and I actually dust this more than anything in the room, but the static attraction of the screen itself brings the dust back to it after a while. And here's a close-up of what that dust looks like. I'm getting these close-ups with an extension I add to the lens of my camera. I'm also using a lot of light to show the dust because I want you to be able to see it. Now, I've used this lens in the past and people make comments about how gross my fingernails are, but the thing is, if you magnify anything, put it under a bright light, and use a 4K camera, you're going to capture a lot of detail that you normally wouldn't see. But yes, I do agree that this is very gross to look at, and I can't wait to get rid of it. So I bought a dust blower off Amazon. It's called a Sunshine. There's a lot of other ones like this on Amazon. Of course, they're all made in China. I'll put a link in the description. If you're going to buy anything off Amazon, use my links in the descriptions. You don't have to buy the exact thing that my link is pointing to, but if you go into the link itself and then buy something else on Amazon, I get a little cut of that transaction, but there's no increase of the cost to you. So it's a good way to support my channel. So this thing is only one speed, and that speed is very hard. It fires out air faster than a hairdryer does. And there's 3 different nozzles that can be put on the end. 2 are condensers and 1 is a spreader. It also came with 2 brushes, which I won't be using in this video because those will take forever to use. On the bottom is a air intake vent. It has a filter on the inside of it, and it comes with 2 spare filters. You can change them out and clean them. I'm trying to show you how powerful the blast is. It easily blows over this pop can. It can also blow a Neo Geo cart across the room. So I expect all this to create a big cloud of dust, and I would like to suck that dust out of the air. I want to use an air filter for it, and I have this one, but I don't think it's going to be able to keep up with the amount of dust I'm going to send into the air. Probably going to get clogged up, and it doesn't run fast enough. So I read online how you can take a box fan and create a makeshift filter from that. What you do is you just attach a furnace filter onto the back of the fan. There's some controversy that this might be unsafe, as those fans were never meant to have something right on the back of them. But I still wanted to do this because it seemed like the only solution to suck the dust out of the air. So I went to Menards, and I could not find any box fans on the shelves. It was the middle of winter, so I guess they put those out when it warms up. And I was very disappointed, and I was about to leave, but I found a display at the end of the aisle with a box fan next to some furnace filters. And I'm like, oh, they must be trying to appeal to that crowd that knows how to create their own filters now. And I thought that was very clever. But I took a closer look at the fan, and this was no ordinary box fan. It has a piece on the back where you can attach a filter to it. And it actually came with a filter too. So I ended up buying that. I never knew that they sold these things, but I'm very glad I found it. It's perfect for what I'm trying to do. The display claimed that this fan was actually powerful enough to use the filter, so my safety concerns are not going to be as much. I'm going to position this fan at the entryway to the game room so that it's blowing outward. And halfway through the process, I figured out it would be better if I put it on top of an ottoman, Now the blower is very loud, so I'll be using noise protection for my ears, and of course I'm going to be using a mask as well, an N95 dust mask. And my strategy is to start at the top and work my way down, and just blow all the dust away. And I'm trying to capture shots where you can actually see the dust blowing by shining a lot of light and getting the camera up really close, but you won't always be able to see it. I started off using the spreader nozzle, but I later switched to the condenser, so it's going to be more like canned air as opposed to a hairdryer. The air that comes out of it does get warm, but not so warm that I'm concerned about it melting the plastic or anything. It's never as hot as a hairdryer. By the way, just some self-promotion here. I am a medium-sized channel that's been around for a while. I do game room type stuff like this video. I also do repair videos and a few comedy sketches. I also have a Patreon page where there's some exclusive behind-the-scenes videos, and I talk about more personal stuff about my life and video games and so forth. So be sure to check it out. Here's a close-up of one of the black trays. And if you look closely here, you can see that there is a lot of dust that's now in the air. That is expected, of course. Now here's a very problematic area. These are 3 shelves beneath the CRT TV, and there's hardly any openings in the back, and I hardly ever play these consoles that are in here. So as you can see, there's a lot of dust in there, and a lot of cat hair. That filter on the bottom accumulates a lot of stuff. There's a lot of suction coming through there. You want to make sure you clean it and never block it with anything. I tried dusting my portables with this, but I had to be very careful and block some of the air with my hand, or else these things would go flying off the shelf. I might go back to using a feather duster for those kinds of things. So I've completed the dusting, and I'm taking a look around. I do see lots of improvements in the small crevices and stuff like that. The TV looks better than I've ever seen it before. However, I did go inside one of the black trays, and there's still a lot of dust in there. That dust is pretty much attached, so I'm not sure if the blower will ever get it all off. Also, some of the dust in the room has resettled, but I'm going to make a few more runs. I found a way to improve my method by holding the fan filter up close to the setup right after I dust it. So I'll be doing more of that after this video has been posted. Now the fan is doing its job. I already see things that have attached to the filter side. And when this is all done, I'm going to vacuum clean the carpet because no doubt a lot of the dust is going to fall onto it. So that's all I had to show you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. May your games make you happy and smart, and may people respect you for playing them. I'll see you next time.